So the day of reckoning for Chris Hughton, what happened to him and how exactly did he fare? Because before this game, remember, a lot of noises were made for him that he needs to be the man in charge in the long term. His contract was too short and he definitely is better than his predecessor, Otoado. Was it what we saw against Angola? Well, if you look at the game, for most parts of it, it wasn't the most convincing, considering how the Black Stars looked flat against Angola at the Babaya Sports Stadium, a turf where we are supposed to be thrashing teams left, right, center. Angola are not supposed to be the team we battle against for, 90 plus 5 minutes before getting a goal. And so Chris Hughton needs to do better if he wants to impress Ghana football fans. On social media, people were going crazy. People wanted substitutions done. A lot of in-game decisions or indecisions that went against him. So Chris Hughton, if you're listening to this, you need to step up. You need to get the Black Stars winning and winning convincingly against teams like Angola. Later on, we play against Madagascar and then Central African Republic. It must be better than what we saw. Flat, that's all I can say about your performance. Point 2 for me is Thomas Partey. All right, so let's do one dark and come to one bright side. And Thomas Partey, well, a lot of people had criticized him. The jury was out on him about his performances for the Black Stars and how contrasting it is compared to when he puts on the Arsenal shirt. Well, I think it was a rather spirited performance, a very committed one, sitting very deep, at times almost like a third centre back. And that's what confused me, because in the first press conference, Chris Hughton mentioned that Partey is supposed to be a continuity player. He's not supposed to be a defensive midfielder. He's not supposed to be our number 10. But that's not what we saw. We saw a man that was sitting very deep. We saw a man that would launch attacks, step back when we gain possession in defense, and then launch our attacks, either with long searching passes or find other midfielders. And I thought it was a really, really good performance. Be it a shot, a decision to find a player or to make a cross-field pass. Almost everything that Thomas Partey did on the pitch in Kumasi was excellent. And that's the kind of performance that we've come to expect of him and what we expect that he continues to give the Black Stars. But some people say that when he wears the armband, we're able to get the best of him. We are still yet to suffer a defeat with Thomas Partey wearing the armband. So that's just for you to know. Now, third point that I picked up from the game against Angola. What were we doing? Inaki Williams, too many excuses. Remember how Ghanaians clamored for you? A lot of people thought that you were going to be the live wire after Samoa Jam. We struggled for goals. Maybe you are going to be the guy. Now, it hasn't been that. He has struggled to get us the goals. He has not gotten a goal. He had a couple of shots on target, but they were very weak shots. His positioning was suspect. He got onto some very good balls, and almost like he was nervous or anxious or scared of the crowd. He's played in front of bigger crowds, scored bigger goals. Inaki, what's happening with you and what's happening with the entire Black Star forward line? Because it wasn't just him. It was the likes of Jordan Ayew, who wasn't getting goal mouth. It was Mohamed Kudus, who would sometimes do everything besides the finish. Kamaldeen Sulemana. I don't like using the word selfish when it comes to players, but today you were selfish, I must be honest. Mohamed Kudus himself was selfish at times, and you can tell the cohesion, at the top, the very top of the Black Stars, lineup wasn't the best at all. The forward line weren't clicking. I understand in national teams, it takes a while, but that while has already been taking, considering that some of these players had played together at the World Cup. It took Antoine Semenyo to get a goal through a very scrappy goal mouth craze, and that's not the kind of win that I want. I'm not satisfied, and I blame the attack for that, because sometimes the transitioning was good. We're able to move the ball right from midfield to attack, but how to put the ball at the back of the net was a problem, and that is what we need to be working at. So when you look at the numbers, it's 20 shots, 9 of them on target, just 1 goal. And it tells you that the finishing must improve. Chris Hughton, you have a lot of work to do on these players. And then, of course, the players themselves, they need to find their finishing boots. We need to be getting, in front of goal much better. We need to be threatening opposition defenses. And it was non-existent today on our own turf. And that's where I have a problem. So the finishing must clearly improve. Now, point 4 for me, and I'm getting to the end, is how Ghana's defense seemed better. Yes, we're missing Mohamed Salisu, and I thought that is where we were going to be missing a lot of our, solidity at the back. We're going to miss a lot of the cement that we have come to be used to when Salisu plays for the Black Stars. But it didn't happen. Alexander Jiku and then Daniel Amate were the men who did everything possible to make sure they stifled the Angolan attack and made it possible for Ghana to keep a clean sheet. It was a really, really good display. Tariq Lamptey was not there, but Dennis Odoye putting a great shift at the back as well, and it helped us. Gideon Mensah, I think, will have a big future in the Black Stars. But remember, we're also, craving for Jojo Wollacott. It didn't happen. Atizigi started the game because of that freak injury to Jojo Wollacott, before this particular one. But it was still a very, very good commanding display by the entire defense, allowing only one shot on target by Angola. I think it definitely gives us good reason to smile when it comes to the defense. Hopefully, they're able to maintain form like this going forward. Now to my final point, and this is point 5, my observation from the game between Ghana and Angola. I want to understand what the pitch was and how the players fared and how they coped with what I saw as a very, very bumpy pitch. Maybe the players will be the only ones to explain this and explain this well. It could just be, the kind of pitch that will not give them, confidence when we play at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. In Kumasi, where it's supposed to be, a slaughterhouse for us. We need the conditions there, not just for the fans, but for the playing body to be excellent. And that's the only way we're able to, demand excellence from the team. The wayward passes were, lots were unable to, it slowed the game down because almost every time when, a player pass the ball on the turf or make sure that the ball was rolling to find, a teammate, then we had problems. It slowed down because of all the bumps. It would take a few more, bounces before it finds the teammate, and that is a problem. And so NSA need to do better. The players, I wish I had the opportunity to speak to one of the players in there and ask him, how did you see the pitch? Because obviously a lot of these players, and all of them, play abroad. Compared to what we see outside, we don't see bumpy pitches when balls are rolled, and not just lofted. And so the handlers of our sports facilities must do better and create better conditions for these players because that wasn't good on TV. So that concludes my thoughts on Ghana versus Angola. Of course, an AFCON qualifier. Ghana has 7 points, but just behind them is Angola, who lost against Ghana. They have 4 points. And then, CAR also have 4 points. Madagascar are the team languishing in our group. But remember, there are several games, before the end of the year. And a lot of these numbers will change, the positions will change as well. But where will that leave, the Black Stars? At the moment, we are top of our table. We are chasing another qualification. Will that happen or not? We do not know. But it looks as if the Black Stars will have a great, great, great advantage going into our game against Angola in the return leg on Monday. That's on the 27th of March. And we are hoping Chris Hughting will bring on his A game in that one. Maybe he's learned. It's just a first game, so we can cut him some slack. And the players, especially the likes of Kudus, Thomas Partey, Jordan Ayew, and a few of the senior players in there must begin stepping up and, giving us something to shout about. A lot more than just the odd 96th minute goal. So my name is Steven Yan. Thank you very much for, staying with me on this particular review of the Ghana versus Angola game. Hope you did enjoy the video. If you didn't, leave a comment down there. If you did, leave us feedback as well. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Turn on your notifications for more of these videos.